Hello and welcome back to Loresworn Chronicles Crusader Kings, where we are playing as the kingdom, the now feudal kingdom of Curonia, and the quite venerable, quite maimed King Akko, the Sword of Gabia, the legendary founder of the bloodline that will resound throughout this playthrough. We are currently in the process of building boats. For those of you that are just now joining us, we've acquired the technology, but the shipyards of Kurtzema are still bustling to get us enough boats to actually go on some far-flung raids down these river systems now that our religion allows for it, rather. And sort of, we're innovating, we're bringing in some Scandinavian shipbuilding techniques, possibly some shipbuilders from Scandinavia itself, and getting to a point where we can start to raid further afield. Let's see. Okay, there we go. My monthly balance is fixed. Viryov has petitioned me to help convert his realm has died. His successor was this guy, who is not of our religion, unfortunately. But that's quite okay. So yeah, sort of the motive that we're working on right now is we're trying to get money so that we can build more buildings, so that we can increase our military organization level to the point that we can start going to war against the local pagans to consolidate our realm again. So going feudal, it kind of stopped our progress a little bit, but it kind of makes sense RP-wise that we're consolidating around our new centralized feudal structure before we start conquering anymore. Notice Marshal Chief, let's see, everyone seems to like him. He can increase the morale, or he can increase the levy size. I'd rather he increase the levy size, honestly. Okay, we're out of debt. Still have 2 unlanded sons. We will deal with that soon. The Bertas are coming to pillage us once again. Nala has not been herself lately. I noticed she's lost weight and been overcome by episodes of intense fatigue. Apparently the underlying cause is cancer. Well, that's just great. Maybe we can have our court physician cure cancer for a second time. This guy, who is a Komi chieftain that lives on pretty much the edge of the world, wants a non-aggression pact. I'll accept that. I doubt we will run into any conflict with anyone of that persuasion. Yesterday I found a book and read it for a while, then put it somewhere and went for a walk in the garden, vaguely thinking I should get back to it later. Today I found the book again, but couldn't remember what it was about, so I started reading it again. Our grandson here thinks we should be more ambitious. What, like I haven't done enough yet? The peasants in Yerziga spent a long time on the road in order to meet with wolves, so your diviner, Likik, claims he suggests that it would be in your interest to construct local shrines. This is actually a very kind of pertinent to the whole RP idea of centralizing our religion, is that we would have set structures, permanent structures to go to practice the religion, rather than just the average sacred grove or whatever we were using as a stand-in for a temple before that. Although they did have some temples, from what I understand. Let's see, he doesn't like that I'm content, and he's getting mad at me about it. We are going to have to raise some troops, I believe, to defend our lands here. 4 more boats. Kyra died frothing at the mouth. That's unfortunate. It's another one of my... How many of my children and grandchildren put together am I going to outlive? That'll be interesting to see. Akko's a hard dude to kill. So Chief Steichen has been going around Kurtzema for a few days now, praising me as one of the wisest rulers. Cool. So we're kind of seeing... I don't know if I talked about this in a previous episode yet. It's been a while since I recorded, but why it would be wise to start kind of fortifying these borders that we have with these steppe people, because it's really just fixed wealth that is very easy for them to take at this point. Chief Cairo of Minsk has declared a holy war. Okay, so that's our vassal, I believe, is going after. Isn't Minsk? He's in our realm, isn't he? Let's see. County of Minsk. Yeah, he is in our realm. So he has declared war on the Magyars, who have expanded up all the way to the shores of Lake Ladoga. So that's going to be an interesting little adventure for him. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and screenshot that for posterity. Still not going to create any extra kingdoms. We're really just, at this point, we're really just waiting for the boats to be ready. We got 3 more boats. We'll be good to go. Wondering if I should... Nah, we'll wait. We're going to wait on legalism. Fine day, and you're out hunting with a small party. As you take a break to eat your midday meal, you find yourself in a discussion on archery with Chief Steget. Turns out he's also a devout follower of Perkunas. Cool. So we're going to become friends with this dude. I seem like I have a lot of friends. I don't think I've ever had a character with so many friends in his lifetime. Alright, Legalism 3. You know what? We're gonna hold off on that for RP reasons. I'm actually gonna put a point into Majesty and delay that for a little bit. 73 years old. Loyal servants deserve some recognition. County of Vanima. No, we're not giving you our land. And a vassal inherit. Or a vassal died and his heir inherited. I've encountered warrior Pukik many times while carrying out duties. Okay, we have another friend here. More faces that might appear in the legends. We're gonna have a lot of data to go over. Viba the Feeble, a veteran in my lodge, is a mediocre duelist at best. Well, this is my own daughter. It is the daughter I like. But you know what? I have faith in her, so I'm gonna put her up against the hardest opponent possible. She was soundly beaten by Dagas the Heavenly, who barely broke a sweat in the duel. Viva suffered some minor injuries, probably because there's nothing left to chop off of her. I'm sure they will only serve to build character. Hashtag worst dad in history. My bloodline should just be called the worst dad bloodline. Alright. So we've got 2 more ships. And our grand adventure begins. Hopefully Akko will hold on just long enough to see our first coastal raids put into effect. We're actually making enough in taxes now that we could probably even start building some buildings without having to raid. Imagine that. Closer are we to the next level of shipbuilding? Let's see. We're about halfway to that. We're still a long way off from the next level of military organization. One of our counselors died. Let's see. He has slightly better skill, but he's a loyalist, so I'm going to give it to the loyalist. Alright. The White Bear! Alright, so we've got our grand old man hunt going here. Lately, you've heard persistent rumors from peasants and travelers in the wilds that strange mythical beast has been sighted in your realm. How hilarious would it be that if on top of everything else, Akko had caught the white bear? Powerful and elusive, the common folk claim it comes from another world, and the hunter who claims it will be imbued with divine power. Let's go find it. Cool. The Zemgalians have been have converted to the modernized version of the faith. So let's yeah, let's head down this way. Pitiful state of my son, Prince Oswalus, who has some wicked face paint. He has the flu. Well, let's get him some treatment for that flu. And how are we on boats? We have enough boats. And it's the appropriate season, so it is time to raid. Let's see, we can carry 1,500 warriors. That should be about right. Okay, this is it. This is going to be our first coastal raiding expedition. Akko, of course, is going to lead a flank. We're bringing Princess Ruta with us. And we are going to turn on raid stance. We're going to embark this army. And what is going to be a juicy target? I think let's just get ambitious. Let's go straight for the Black Sea. So the 20th of May, they departed. Not that we'll have accurate records of this or anything. So 1 month into the journey, they had made it right about to where the Desna meets the Pripyat and the Dnieper. They've got the Dnieper Rapids, the infamous Dnieper Rapids, if you read anything about the Varangian Vikings, to deal with. So within about 2 months, they had made it down to the Black Sea. And it looks like there are some very wealthy counties here. There's also a very large Bulgarian army, so we might want to avoid them. They're at very low morale, though. We will also be at low morale, but we're gonna wait on the shore for the Bulgarian Emperor's troops to pass, I think. Okay, who is he at war with? Byzantine Revolt and the Khazarian War for Sarkel. Constantinople is currently afflicted by typhus, so that's not a great destination. Let's go where the armies aren't. Let's sail straight through the straits, and let's raid Thessaloniki. I'm going to go down to speed 3. So on the quest for additional funds, yeah, you can have them. On the 7th of September of the year 827, the Curonian Viking Age began. And it looks like we can knock this fortification right over. Let's see, how much can our ship can carry? 150 gold. So not a princely sum. But you got to start somewhere, right? We'll go up to speed 4. I do want to be careful. Let's see, we're getting praised by the elders again. Okay, there's a very large iconoclastic uprising over here. So we're sieging the city of Thessaloniki. Hopefully we can grab one of these temples while we're here too. Those tend to be lucrative. Ruta has become an elder. My children are old enough to be considered elders. 1,500 men. There's a traitor within the garrison, and there is... I clicked off of I don't know who that was just born. I was too occupied with non-family duties. Okay. Viva presents a strange concoction to me. She places a peg on my nose and forces me to drink it while mumbling something that will help keep away the forces that lurk in the shadows. Okay, well, she loves me, so I'm pretty sure she's not trying to murder me. She might just be crazy. She probably is. She definitely is, actually. That's actually verifiable. Alright, these guys are heading towards Sarai. They're probably coming to relieve the city. So we're gonna get out of here. We're going to say we stole some horses, or because we probably didn't bring our own on the ship with us. We had some outriders in Sarai that were able to tell us ahead of time that the Bulgarian army, 7,000 strong, was on the way to relieve the siege, and we should just take the gold we've gotten so far and get back to the ships, or risk losing it all. So let's see. We're at risk of fighting this army if we raid anywhere along the Bulgarian coast, but possibly Byzantium is in such disarray right now. Abydos actually looks like a tempting target. So does Smyrna, which is actually independent, and actually has more loot than Abydos and fewer defenses. So we're going to raid the County of Smyrna under Countess Agna. New recruits. And it looks like we barely have enough men to take out the fortifications. It'll be a tough battle, but if we don't lose too many men to disease, we should be able to raid. Now bandits raided our camps. Hopefully we don't get too many more of those events. Alright. Spymaster Viba is carving huge sharp stakes, which she tells will help me bring down any intruder that dares to trespass. I've really done a number on me on these kids. Let's humor her. Let's continue to humor her. Chuman's host has arrived in the north, and it looks like they are going to be killed. He only has 190 men left. That's not much of a host. I do have a cold right now, so I apologize for the weird noises you might hear on my microphone. My daughter Liga, the Frail, has died of cancer. Does cancer just run in our family? Like, did I get some secret genetic modifier for cancer? It's not even my first daughter to get cancer. Okay. It's done. He died. He died in Smyrna. Akko, this legendary figure, who we will likely have very sparse sources about. King Akko feasts with the gods at age 75. He died a natural death. Let's say he got hit by... I mean, the legends will say that he went out, like, charging the gates of Smyrna, because of course they will. Died a natural death. A pious man. He spends many years and resources trying to spread the word of Dievas amongst the heathens. So Akko, and now Queen Naula, who is now 54 years old. Naula, possessing a mighty physique and exceptionally astute mind, Naula's rule is sure to spawn both song and tale. Long live Queen Naula. So, Akko is dead. Akko, as I've mentioned before, is going to be classified as a legendary king, meaning there aren't good historical attestations that he actually existed. Everybody who was alive concurrently with him is going to be classified as semi-legendary, meaning there are some sources that support the idea that they existed, but maybe not perfect, maybe not perfectly, maybe not all of the things that they did. I don't know why this microphone is spiking so bad today. Let me adjust this a little bit more. Okay, that should be a little better. I think something got changed in my OBS settings. So I apologize if this is spiking. I'll try to clean it up in Premiere when I edit the video. So Naula is going to be considered the first semi-legendary queen of Curonia, meaning, yeah, we're pretty sure she did actually exist. There aren't amazing written records about her or about all of the things she did. She supposedly did, but we can at least say, with Sigurd the Snake in the Eye, like with Bjorn Ironside, like with most of the other sons of Ragnar Lothbrok, that this was probably a real person. We have pretty good reason to believe that. So Naula took the throne at age 54. She's a scholarly theologian, so she probably has an active hand in modernizing the religion. Lightfoot leader, she likes to lead light infantry, she likes to skirmish, she likes to still kind of fight the old way of maybe hiding in the woods and ambushing your enemy. Attractive, her beauty and her intelligence and her might are renowned throughout the land, just as it was said of her father. She's a child of a concubine. Her mother was Elder Mikova, who died in 810, so she lost both of her parents about 18 years apart. Let's see, so she's a shield maiden, of course. She's scarred from many battles, belongs to the militant branch of the faith. Ambitious, humble, lustful. She's stubborn and brave, all very positive traits for a Curonian queen. She also, unfortunately, has cancer, so her rule might not be nearly as long as her father's, which I believe was... well, let's see. Let's look at the county of Kurtsema first. So yeah, his reign as count was... doesn't it usually say length of reign on here? Maybe that's just when we leave. It was basically, what, 59 years? Yeah, I believe he ruled for 59 years as count, and then he founded the kingdom in 787. So it's going to be 13 plus 28 is 51 years as king of the realm, so, or of the United Kingdom of Curonia. So we will be trying to roleplay all of our leaders from this point on, since they are not legendary amalgamations, but rather more people who will show up in the historical record. So we want them to behave kind of realistically. Obsidian axe added to your treasury, crown of the forest, strange chest, Akko's chainmail armor, head of a great hero, and the axe of Perkunas are all ours now. Let's make sure we equip them correctly. Yeah, we've got all the ones equipped that we want equipped. Fantastic. So taking the throne on the 6th of July, 828. Birth year 774. There will probably be some historical dispute about that. That's probably not something that we can know particularly well. We are currently married to Dragomir. He's a Croatian Slavic pagan. We could probably demand his conversion. Oh no, he hates us. Because we've been very unfaithful to him, it seems like. Which is understandable given Nala's traits so far. He's our second husband after Uneslu, who died in battle in 814 against this dude, one of the Berta Alans. Interesting. Okay, so these are also semi-legendary figures. So everyone born from here on out, we can assume there will be good historical records about. And I do want to try to have the wiki up by this weekend, because I know a lot of you have been asking about that. So we have some children here. We have a daughter named Ruta. She is strong. Though not a great warrior, she is pretty good at stewardship. We have a son who is currently our heir, Chief Dausprungus. He is a genius. He is very good at what he does, it looks like. We have Menakinus. I know I'm pronouncing all this wrong. He's apparently a kinslayer. He killed my nephew. Or murdered him, anyway. So that's probably not going to hand the throne to him. He's also a genius, however. Let's see. Then we have Darbislava, who is an ambitious, militant, uncouth, pretty good stats, actually, considering he doesn't have any amazing congenital traits. 27 years old. We have Gunda. She's a tribalist. She has very good martial score, actually. Quick, groomed. She's fairly sharp. And then we have Borut. He's strong, but he's mostly good at learning, strangely enough. So I think I am going to support as successor. Yeah, he's the best candidate. He really is our son here. Also, my living siblings. We still have our older sister. She is our older sister, right? Very slightly, by 3 years. Yeah, Viba is still alive. We still have our sister Ruta, who is 1 year older than us, who's a one-eyed elder. And our brother, our oldest surviving brother, who's actually our little brother, Demas of Scalovia, who is also our vassal now. He's actually our half-brother. I should see which of these are half-sister. Ruta. Ruta is actually our full sister. And then we have Karyotas, our 23-year-old little half-brother. We have Azuolas, our 22-year-old half-brother. And we have Gunda, who's our 21-year-old baby sister. Young enough to be our daughter, really. But it's the Middle Ages, so what are you going to do? 3 unlanded sons, we will deal with that. Vassal inheritance. Negotiate with Chumand. Yeah, he's got 176 guys left and they're on the run, so we're not going to be negotiating with him. So let's recruit a court physician. We are going to follow Perkunas, just as our father did. I think that's going to be a tradition in our dynasty, is that we are followers of Perkunas. Become celibate? No. That's no fun. Worship the ancestors. Guide by sword and conquer my enemies. We're going to try to get some raiding done in my lifetime. Pick an ambition. Let's see the realm prosper. That's a nice one. And warfare is going to be our focus. So, let's see. Sorry about those pop-up notifications. One sec here. Okay. So, Chancellor. Yeah, that's fine. Spymaster. Anyone who, like, actually trusts us more? Why does my half-brother hate me? Opinion of predecessor. Okay, so he hated my father. Title claimant. Ambitious. Okay, that makes sense. I guess Dyra is going to be our spymaster? I feel like I should give her an honorary title, too. We don't really have any good honorary titles she's eligible for, though. My niece. Let's see. Gonna keep the crown focus here until we get the full cornucopia. For my designated regent, I am going to select my heir. We're looking for a court physician right now. We also need some strong commanders. Make sure none of them are cowards. My son can be a commander. My other son can be a commander. Watch, all of my sons are going to die in battle. And this guy, chief of Celia, the dynasty that formerly owned the Axe of Perkunas. No hard feelings, I hope. All right, let's see how this raid concludes. So, after the death of my father, Ruta and I took up the standards. He fell to the arrow, and we continued the siege. We'll sacrifice someone. There we go. Also, don't have any ransomable prisoners. Yeah, struggled violently, all that stuff. One of your scouts reports a pilgrim who just arrived in Kurtzema. Yeah, why not? He's our new court physician. Pagan pilgrim. And we have a peasant revolt. Well, we are off raiding. The peasants have risen up in Bitov. And we are going to have to deal with that when we return home. So right now, nobody in Curonia knows that Akko is dead yet. That's an important thing. Nobody who knows that he's dead would have been able to get back there by now. So these peasants are rising up on our borders here. Chief Pukik, the lawgiver, he knows that the king left on a royal raid, so he probably knows that he's going to have to defend himself for a while. But he's going to have good news and bad news when the royal armies show up to put down the rebellion, because he's going to learn that the legendary King Akko is dead. My nephew died of cancer. Everybody has cancer. Oh, was that my heir that died? Oh no, they just selected a different heir because the elders like this girl better, I guess. My niece, who has terrible stats and is a garbage person. Let's see. Hard at work in Sarema. Okay. And the siege is about to be completed. Okay, so we've looted the county of Smyrna, dragged out some hostages. Under normal circumstances, we might stay to continue looting the temples, but because we now have Akko's body in tow, we need to go return that to his homeland, where it can be properly put to rest, and where many legends will grow up about the site of his tomb. That's going to be the end of this episode. Be sure to check out loresworn.com. That's our website. We're at Loresworn Order on Twitter. I'm at ASATJ. That's ASATJ. Subscribe and click the notification thing if you haven't already. Likes, comments, all those awesome engagements that are helping us grow very quickly right now. I'm just very, very grateful and humbled with the enthusiasm people have shown for this series. As I've said more than once, I will stop being a broken record as soon as the shock wears off of how much people seem to be loving this, and how much it's helped us kind of push the channel to another level, even above and beyond. Is where we're headed in 2019. We'll see you guys next time.